Okay, what we're looking at is an epidendrum called the species of magnolia. So it's found along the coast from, say, Georgia. My understanding is the furthest north through Florida and then down and along the coast. I don't know about Texas, but Louisiana. And so it's the furthest north of the epidendrums, not necessarily the most cold hardy. I think I might be wrong, but can take some remarkably cool temperatures in North Florida. It's a good hours inland, so it does experience some hard frosts. It's not a big plant at anyway. This particular one is, I'm going to say, a combination of the varieties. They blend into one another. So there's the Mexicana, which is, let's say, south Central Florida. Maybe not all the way to the end, but Mexicana it has a lot more spikes. The spikes are longer, the flowers are bigger. Variety Magnolia tends to be more whitish and aromatic, short, dwarfy, and so this is part of a group that I've been breeding to get to speed them up. So vigorous, not premature, precocious, that's the word I'm looking for. Precocious plants with precocious plants, as long as they fit the detail. So anyway, let's see if we can do this. So it's a typical orchid in that these are the, see if I can find it. These are the petals, and it's zygomorphic, so it's can be divided down the middle. So it's not radial as comparison, so it's not like a pinwheel. And so the lip here is fused to the column, and that's characteristics of the epidendrums, not necessarily orchids. And the column is a fusion of the petals, stamens, and the pistil. That is the male and female part. So right. Let's see. Do this here. So the stigma is actually right here. That's the female part. And see if I can do this. So that's the come on. Let's see where were the. So these are. Okay. So that pollen cap's still on there. So the yellow mass, there we go. That's the orchid pollen, and it is fused into these multiple pollina, and they stick to the pollinator as after they do they go for the nectar. It'll stick to the head of the pollinator. It's probably quite small, and then fly to another, and it'll as it looks for pollen or looks for nectar, it'll pollinate the next flower. So, and what I'm going to do is cross it with an encyclip. So there we go. So a little bit about the pollen. So maybe the headline here is that by crossing vigorous individuals with vigorous individuals, precocious individuals with precocious individuals, you can essentially speed up the the maturation of the plant, which is not really something people talk about too much. I did a someday I'm going to have to finish a paper on it. But it's really hard to convince people that you can breed for vigor, which sounds ridiculous. But anyway, like I said, this particular individual is from a population, and from the time I pollinated it to the time that it bloomed was about a year, which is unheard of. So there you go.